Hi, welcome to the Butterfly Empire. It is me, your Butterfly Queen, and today we are covering the acid bath murderer, John George Haigh. In February 1949, police raided a warehouse on Leopold Road in West Sussex, owned by John George Haigh. Inside, they found several 40-gallon drums and containers of concentrated sulphuric acid. Outside, they found 28 pounds of melted human body fat, part of a human foot, human gallstones, and part of a denture. It was clear to the investigators from the acid inside what had happened. Haigh had murdered someone and dissolved the body in acid to hide his crime, Breaking Bad style. However, what would become more shocking over the course of the investigation was that he had done it before and had planned to do it again. Had it not been for one small misstep. George Haigh had not started out as a killer. He had been born into an affluent, conservative family in Yorkshire, grew up attending classic music concerts, and was awarded several scholarships throughout his academic life. His charms adolences ended at the age of 25 when he was arrested and jailed for fraud, just months after marrying. Upon his imprisonment, his new bride left him, and his conservative relatives decided they wanted nothing to do with him. After serving just 2 years, John Haigh was released from prison and moved to London, where he became a chauffeur. However, despite serving time for fraud, he continued to swindle unexpectedly do-gooders out of their money. He would pretend to be a solicitor named William Adamson. He would frequently sell fraudulent stock shares from the estate of his dead clients at below market rates. Eventually, he was caught when one of his clients realized he had misspelled his false name on a legal document. In 1939, he was arrested and imprisoned again. This time, sentenced for 4 years for fraud. While in prison, Haigh realized that his biggest downfall was that he had left his fraud victims alive to report the crimes. Haigh spent the rest of his time in prison devising ways to dispose of any witnesses to the crime that he fully intended to continue committing upon his release. He began researching the French murderer Georges Alexandre Sulphuric, whose signature had been dissolving his victims in sulphuric acid. Using his free time, he devised his own method of dissolving body in various forms of acid by practicing on mice. Eventually, he found that it took 30 minutes for a small field mouse to dissolve, and was able to calculate how much acid and time he would need for a full-grown man. 4 years later, free from prison and armed with his macabre knowledge, John Haigh took a job at the engineering firm and accounting department. Soon after, he ran into an old friend named William McSwan, whom he had worked as a chauffeur for. McSwan told him that his new venture as a landlord collecting rent from the tenants who stayed in his parents' multiple properties. Though he had a well-paying job as an engineering firm, Haigh became jealous of McSwan's seemingly lavish lifestyle and the little effort he seemed to put into it a few months after bumping into him. Haigh lured McSwan into an abandoned basement and hit him over the head. Using his newfound disposable method, Haigh put McSwan's body in a 40-gallon drum and filled it with concentrated sulphuric acid. 2 days later, McSwan was nothing more than 100 or so pounds of sludge. While Haigh poured down a manhole, riding the high with a successful murderer, Haigh took over McSwan's landlord duties, telling McSwan's family that he had run away to avoid being drafted. Eventually, when the elder McSwans became suspicious as their son had not returned home from even after their draft was over, John George Haigh killed them as well. Upon the discovery of Olive Duran Dickens' body, Haigh was arrested and charged with murder, now known in popular media as the acid bath murderer. He pleaded insanity and claimed that the drinking of the blood of his victims had driven him mad, though there was no evidence that he in fact consumed human blood. After hearing this insanity defense, one of the arresting officers mentioned to the prosecutors that Haigh had asked him what the chances were of being released from a psychiatric hospital versus prison. The jury then took only a minute to return a guilty verdict on Haigh, sentencing him to death on August 10, 1949. John George Haigh was executed for his crimes.